Good morning, everyone. I had to turn on some light. It's an overcast day out there, and it's a bit chilly. So, I'm going to warn you ahead of time that we're not doing this at our normal time, which is like early in the morning. It's probably about 11. So, with it being a little later in the morning, I should probably warn you that we're probably going to hear loud banging from upstairs. We're probably going to hear phones going off because apparently the scammers are out in full force today, and they have called no less than 6 times this morning. About 5 of them inside of 30 minutes. So, just letting you know, I like to do this one take and uncut, and yeah, it's going to be a heck of a day. So anyway, today I'm using none other than the Celtic Tarot, which is one that I used this weekend, and I rather like it. It's a very beautiful deck. And because of that, I figured, why not go ahead and just use that one for today's Straight Tarot Tuesday? It seemed to make sense. And some of you liked it too. Now I promise you, because the reason I'm doing this so late is because I have a later shift at work today. I'm closing. So I was able to get a little sleep in. I was able to stay up just a little later than I normally would have last night. And I'm not going to lie, I stayed up late to look at videos on how to make like terrain for Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm actually going to be making some dungeon tiles. I've got some cardboard. I'm going to try to get my hands on some foam board really cheap. And then I'm going to take my knife and some paints and hot glue gun and, you know, stuff like that. And really just kind of go to town. So, I hope you've got your tea ready. And I wonder if that faucet is dripping again. Give me one moment. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes if you turn that knob a little tight, and sometimes it just kind of, you know, works itself loose, and then you gotta go back in and retighten it. Anyway, like I said, one take uncut, you get to see everything, including the little fuck-ups. So, starting with you today, you are the 3 of Wands. You know, yesterday was about new beginnings, but this one is about seeing that success. We also talked about success yesterday, and having that success is a wonderful thing, isn't it? When you can watch the fruits of your labors just kind of start taking hold there, right? And this is also indicative of abundance. Nothing wrong with having abundance, people. Nothing at all. As a matter of fact, this one, what I'd like to look at for just a moment is, there's a question in this 3 of Wands. Look at those seas out there. Are those ships coming in, or are they leaving the harbor? See, that's the key thing about the 3 of Wands. But this is all about planning. This is a collaborative effort. This is the sum total of everything that you have going on. So you have to trust your insight just a little bit here. You have to be able to put together a plan and then you have to follow through with it. You know, people who play tabletop role-playing games, especially the people who run them, they have to do a lot of planning. Some can get by with no planning at all. And those are people with either a knack for coming up with random things, or they have books with those random things. There goes the phone. But never mind the phone, because I have a plan to do this. No one cares, thank you. There we go. So, with that plan in mind, let's look at what the mind has to offer. So we have an Ace of Cups, or I'm sorry, Ace of Cauldrons, as a matter of fact, because this deck doesn't use cups, it uses cauldrons. We have that Ace of Cauldrons, we have a Knight of Swords, and we also have a King of Cauldrons. So, knowing what we know about cups, water, cauldrons, whatever it is you want to call it, let's start here. Is this about emotional abundance? Is your cup running over? Are you feeling grateful for all that you have and all that you can take advantage of? Or is this something else? Are you overwhelmed? And we notice there's like a little crown in there. Right there. And with that crown we notice later on there's a king to consider. However, we're not there yet. The thing about this is there's a new opportunity here. There's a new opportunity to explore old emotions and look at some that you haven't seen in a while. But this is about happiness. And this is a new beginning that arises from the seat of emotion. So it's okay. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you plan to succeed, and that's exactly what you're going to get, is success. So, following from here, we have this Knight of Swords. We know what we need to know about the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is like charging into action, ready to rock, ready to go, just gung-ho in just about every way. Very quick thought, and the action to follow it. But here's the thing, are you being a little too rash? Keep that in mind. You know, Libras, we like to kind of temper things. So, are you being a little too quick about it? Are there forces that are driving you a little faster than you want to go? Yeah, that would be something to address. But if you're good with that fast-paced action and that constant go, 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 it's actually alright. And then we have the King of Cauldrons. And this is really that emotional maturity between these new emotions, this new beginning here, from that seat of emotion here. They'll temper that Knight of Swords. They'll be like, hey kids, slow down a little bit, okay? We'll get there. It's all in due time here. So we're really about understanding that we're approaching from a beginning position, and we plan and we dream of being right there in the winner's circle. We dream of sitting on our throne, very high and mighty. However, we need to understand that we're not there yet. So physically, how are we looking? Got a nice little Four of Wands there. We have Death, and we have a Five of Swords. So, starting with this Four of Wands, this is a celebration. This is happiness. We are seeing a lot of that happiness so far. But with your happiness, the happiness comes with accepting that some things are just over. remember when we did this reading, and we could kind of see a little bit of that here. When we did this weekend's reading, there was a sense of, with those old things passing away, it was like, well, now what do I do? And that was the question, but the key answer, the key to unlocking the secrets of it all, was whatever you desired. But then again, it comes with a little sacrifice, so certain parts of your life may have to end. Maybe that maybe the socializing has to end. Maybe you got to jump off Twitter for a while, Maybe you got to jump off social media for a little bit of a stretch. Pop in occasionally, check up on your contacts. But you have to stop the focus on people that will not support you because they think you're just plain nuts. Because here's what matters. This mastery of your field is what matters. And of course you're going to lose people in the meantime. That's going to happen. But remember, when you lose those people, you gain new ones. Remember in the weekend reading we said, call your tribe to you. Those that support you, those that know you, those that can see the same vision as you. Call them to you because they're coming and they will support you. And in the spirit we have a 5 of cauldrons, a 2 of wands, and a 6 of cauldrons. And you are feeling that loss, aren't you? When you lose those people. But for the loss, remember, this is reminding us of something. 5 of cauldrons is reminding us that it's not about quantity, it's about quality. You may have only a few people left in your little circle, but let me tell you something, those small circles are loyal to the core. They are absolute beasts when it matters, when it counts. As long as you treat them right, they'll treat you right as well. 2 of wands. This is where some decision making is going to have to be done. And this is where it's going to take a decision that where is your energy going to go? Because on one hand, you can have the social circle, you can have the life, you can have it all right there, but at the same time, if you make those sacrifices and you put it to them in a way that they'll understand, hey, guess what, guys, I need to back out of Twitter for a little while. Hey guys, listen, I would love to go out with you, but I got some stuff I need to do. I really got to take care of this thing, okay? Tell you what, let me call you when this is done. If you guys want to join, that's cool too. But I really need to get this done because it matters to me. Nothing wrong with that. Do that. It's perfectly fine. Because when that 6 of cauldrons moment comes up, there is so much to give. And guess what? This is about you both receiving and giving in equal measure. And that's where the balance of this comes out. What you give up today will bring something more valuable to you, and you will be in a place where then you can share that. It's going to be dark times for a little bit in some areas, but it's not going to be that way forever. There was a quote that I was using for about a week. It was the week Scott Hall passed away, and it said, "Hard work pays off, dreams come true. Bad times don't last, bad guys do." I like to modify that just a little bit, but I'd like to keep the spirit of it. So let me close this out. Let me sum this up. Hard work pays off. Dreams come true. hard times don't last. Hard people do. Do you understand? There's a lot of happiness to be had. You might have to go through some, might have to go through a little shit to get to it though. Not gonna lie. You know, it's like they said in the movie Layer Cake. You start at the bottom, and you're taking shit constantly. Now I'm paraphrasing here, it's been a little while since I've seen the movie. Then you rise up the ladder and you take a little less shit. You rise up and you take a little less shit. Pretty soon, you're moving toward the top and you've forgotten what taking shit is like. Welcome to the Layer Cake. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to be using that as my title. But have you ever noticed that when you watch a movie, let's say an older movie, Legend for example, you've got the hero, Jack, played by Tom Cruise. He has to go through all kinds of trials and tribulations before he is considered the hero at the end. Jack is not the hero if he's not the hero in that shiny glittery armor until he goes through all that he goes through and he faces darkness by himself and vanquishes him. Darkness, of course, played by Tim Curry. Great performance. Great Ridley Scott movie too. If you've never seen it, I do recommend it. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for having your cup of tea or your morning beverage with me. I love you all. Be sure to take care of yourselves and each other. Just as the reading is telling you, always do what lights you up. And as always, my friends and neighbors and tribe, shine on. I know this is going to make the video just a touch longer, but I kind of got a, I got a little urge to go to that book, Letters to a Starseed by Rebecca Campbell. Yeah, I'm pulling that one out again. And I wanted to share this paragraph with you. It said, "The first time I met a member of my soul family was when I was a teenager. We both felt an indescribable and instant connection, even though this person was 3 times my age. And this meeting initiated my spiritual path and the work I do today. It was a challenging relationship to understand at the time due to our age gap. However, looking back with the perspective of the timeline of my life, I could see how the crossing of paths changed my life. Some soul family members can be loving, supportive, and positive connections, while others can be more challenging, hurtling us into deep processes of healing and learning. And in many cases, they can be both. Below are some of the many roles that members of our soul family can play in our lives. Of course, people can play more than one role at different points in time, but there's usually a role that stands out above the other secondary roles they may play. And if you want to know what those roles are, you'll have to get this book yourself. I don't care how you get it, just get yourself a copy and you can read the rest if you're curious enough. But anyway, I was kind of thinking that the page I went to would be about the extremes of life and holding on to those, because we do have them. We have them in we've got big light. We have also quite deep darkness in here, and we got a few shades in the in-between. Not everything is cut and dry. Not everything is black and white. Some things are just, some things are indeed shades of gray. So, That's really the trick to navigating life, isn't it? Doing a little reshuffle for the high notes video, which you should check out. That will be coming. In fact, I'll probably get that done before we, get it done and uploaded before the YouTube and BitChute and CloudHub and all that get uploaded. Which, speaking of, I know I harp on BitChute a lot over how slow their processing is, but I will say this: yesterday, to their credit, they had that thing processed and ready to go before I even got the links and the little embed codes ready to go. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I was like, wait, what? Are you kidding me? It was kind of amazing. So I'd like to thank BitChute for that. Just gonna put some things away, get my coffee table cleaned up. By the way, there's a lot that I do at this coffee table. I've done everything from crafting little Mad Max cars for Gaslands to, I don't know, you name it. You name it, I've probably done it. Sometimes I eat here, you know. Sometimes I'll just read here. I'll prop my feet right up on this table and I will read. Just because I can. And just because I might need to. That book being no exception. Alright, let me move this out of the way. And there's my pack-around deck. I call it that because it is. Yep. You've seen this before if you've ever watched this channel before. If not, for the new people, if you ever see me on the street, this is the deck I'm packing. So I hope that if you ever want a reading, just something brief, quick, and easy to do, well then I hope that, you know, take advantage. We'll find a little spot to kind of hunker down. You know, I'll pull one out for you. Never know. Anyway, gotta run. See you on YouTube.